Welcome to Headwreckas KingTV with your host D Will, produced by the homies at CLE. This is a weekly show. I know we ain't been here in a couple of weeks, but this is a weekly show where we're gonna keep it real 100% of the time and try to bring people together in the name of love. Yes, sir.
You can't believe everything you see on the TV. You can't believe everything.
Welcome back to Headwreckas KingTV with your host D Willa, and wanted to say sorry that we haven't been here for the last couple of weeks. Just had some things going on, and it was a little rainy last time, so we didn't want to mess anything up. So we're sorry we've been gone, but we're back, and we've got some good topics for today. No guest today. Just wanted to come back and give y'all some of my opinions on what's going on out there. What's going on last week in the news? One of the big things that happened last week was the Republican debate. Now, I guess I call myself an independent. I was really wasn't too interested in what was going on with the debate, but I decided to listen anyway, see if I like what any of these guys are talking about, since it's going to be one of them versus Hillary Clinton. So I want to see who the other guy that I could vote for, at least on the main ticket, what was on the main party's ticket, see what was going on there. So I watched it. I noticed that Trump was probably the same. I saw him doing like a little, he was getting, seems like he's sort of fading away, like it's the same old same. And in the day and age of things having to be new and improved every week for ratings and the attention span of everybody out there, Trump seems like he's giving us the same old thing. Who did I like? I like the guy, Kasich, the governor from Ohio, I believe. It seemed like he was keeping it real up there, letting us know that he has balanced the budget or whatnot, and he has done this. He has executive background, so he knows what's going on. I liked him. The little homie, what was his name? Not Rubio. The little homie Rubio, the young guy, he looked like he's been practicing, and I like what he brought to the stage. So it seems like he was winning too. But if it was anybody, I feel Kasich is the guy that after that, I think he won, me personally. I think they say that Rubio won and maybe Ted Cruz, but, I don't really feel Ted Cruz whatsoever. So we'll go on to something else. The big story from last week was this the incident that happened in the South Carolina Spring Valley High School, where we had a young girl that was refusing to give her phone to her teacher. The police was called. I don't know what he's called. The guy, the police that's at your school was called. So he came and he slammed the girl and her desk to the ground and dragged her to the floor to arrest her for not giving the phone. And hopefully we can show you the footage. We got it going on right here. It's sort of disturbing, and yet it just freaks me out what the victim blaming that's going on these days for what a grown man is doing to a young teenager, no matter her color, and it's a female young teenager. So we've got this girl. She's given the attitude. Yes, she's not following instructions, of course. I mean, that's what you usually do as a teenager. And she gets something happens. She's on her phone being disrespectful, like most of these kids are doing, just like we were doing probably back when we were 15, 16. And she's not giving up her phone. She's probably talking noise. You really don't understand. She's probably cursing. Who knows? She's probably out of control, like most of the kids are these days, due to my generation and generation before me, our parenting skills. We don't know. Our parenting skills are going downhill if we're taking the actions of our kids as a sign of it. So, just like any kid, but they're still kids. She's probably had no discipline, or who knows what she was doing. But she was going, and she was also a foster kid whose mom had, I think, maybe passed away recently. So she was going through who knows what, and she didn't want to give up her phone. And this guy, so she did some things wrong, But a grown man that is trained to handle situations. You're at a school, you think the police were there. If anything, they were trained on how to take a difficult situation and take care of it without getting anybody hurt. So he's trained in that, I'm 100% sure. But he comes up, he talks to the girl for a little bit, like sort of chokes her, slams her down, drags her, and people are blaming her. She should have listened, or she shouldn't have did this, she shouldn't have did that. Yeah, she shouldn't have did that. Just like, it probably wasn't the best idea. Just like it's probably not the best idea for my young daughter to go get drunk at a frat party full of boys. You know what I'm saying? But there's situations that who cares if you make the wrong mistake, there's a mistake that is way worse. And what that cop did was out of control. He should be fired. He should maybe not do jail time, but he should definitely be fired, definitely pay some money up, because what he did was ridiculous. And anybody that's backing that up it's like, you didn't do anything when you were 16. I understand that she was doing wrong, definitely. I understand that she should have got something else could have happened besides her getting slammed on the ground. So just like all the other situations we've been talking about so far, there's things that happen, and just because the victim has done some dumb things, it's cool for them to get physically abused or even killed. You know what I'm saying? Just because of what they did, if it was wrong or not. We've all done stuff that's wrong. And that's what I like to preach, man. Not preach, but that's what I like to keep saying. We've all done stuff that's wrong. Me, my man back there, everybody. We've done stuff that's wrong, especially when we were young and dumb. So let's not be quick to sentence kids to this physical harm by the police or by anybody just because they made a mistake. We should all be allowed to make mistakes, especially our kids. So, that's my thing about that. There's also a video out there of a young kid. This time it was an older white teacher, I believe, and a big black 16, 17-year-old football player he looked like. And the teacher tried to get his phone. He wasn't having it. They sort of wrestled for the phone. The guy, the teenager, grabs the teacher, slams him on the ground. Nobody does anything about it. That's insane. It's insane that nobody did anything when the cop, well, I guess you can understand why the kids weren't doing anything while a cop's slinging a kid around. But if you got a kid slinging a teacher around, somebody needs to step up. Somebody's got to do something. But we saw that, and people tried to compare it, but it's not the same. It's not the same thing at all. We've got a trained employee of the city or the state or the county that we're paying the taxes for, and a young kid. We got that guy being out of control, and we got a young kid out of control. We've got a guy that's been trained to know how to handle every situation, and we've got a kid that is not even a man yet, so they don't know what the hell's going on. And we can't judge or compare the two, because the only thing that is to be compared is the violence and the weak picking on the innocent. But like I said, it's two different scenarios, so we're not going to even compare that. So I just wanted to get that out this week, and we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back to you about what's going on in Houston sports. We've been gone for 2 weeks. We've got a few things that's been happening. Talk about the Texans game this week. So we'll be right back. King TV.
Can't believe everything you see on the TV. You can't believe everything you read in a magazine.